one of the weirdest looking mushrooms ever. So I only popped out today to hopefully try and find some chanterelles because I see everyone else finding them except for me. And I was reading over different bolete mushrooms this morning because I've seen a few boletes starting to pop up. And I was just coming around this ancient oak sort of area and I just thought, I bet there's something over there. And I've found something pretty cool. I think this is likely to be an imperata species. Sorry you don't get the slicing shot because I just filmed it on my phone to the side of this camera. But that was like instant bluing, and it's a very dark blue as well. And you can see the red in the base as well. For some mushrooms, like the bolete family for example, there's all these specific details that you need to pay attention to when you're trying to get down to a specific identification. So for this one, just going by macro features, which means what's visible to the naked eye, we can see that it has very fine yellow pores. Sometimes the pores are a lot bigger, so you can see lots of little holes, but these ones are extremely fine. But obviously the mushroom's quite young as well. And then you've got instant bruising of a very dark blue, black. You've got red in the base, like I already said. You've got a very chunky barrel-shaped stipe, and the cap was a lighter yellow. So originally, before I cut it, the stipe was a bright yellow, same as the pores, and the cap was a much paler yellow. And it's got these red bits on it too. And then next you'd need to consider the smell, the habitat, what trees it's growing with, etc. It's crazy though, right? The colours on this thing. I was just saying whilst I was recording on my phone as well, they look like such cute little mushroom slices, the shapes, but it's not one that you'd want to put on your pizza. But yeah, now I'm going to put these bits sort of back in the ground with the other little one that's still kind of rooted in. Ooh, what have we got down here? So these are one of 3 boletes that I've seen pop out so far since the start of summer, I mean. So I've spotted butter boletes, a few of these, and that funky coloured bolete, which I think is the old rose bolete. I'm pretty sure this is a saffron bolete. I haven't actually found many of these before, maybe once in another previous year, and in the past week I've seen about 5 of them in 5 different locations, so they're obviously having a good year. This is a Lexinum species, so I can't quite remember the name. It's Lexinum croc something. Where shall I go now? Oh, more saffron boletes. In my whole 5 or 6 years foraging, I have never seen so many of these. There's actually a bigger one over there, so I can show you how distinctive the cap looks as they mature a little bit. So it's not mega crackly, but you can see it starting to crack. And this combined with the pale yellow colour of the cap, also combined with the pale yellow stipe, is what can have you feeling pretty confident with the identification. And it doesn't show straight away, but they will start to bruise a bit black over time. I was just thinking about how fixated I am on finding some chanterelles that I'm just constantly staring at the ground. I'm not looking up enough, so I'm probably missing a few other mushrooms like the beefsteak. Did I jinx it and ruin my chanterelle finding luck by getting the chanterelle tattoo? Because I haven't found a single one this year and everyone else seems to be finding them. Just as I was saying that, there's a beefsteak growing pretty much on the ground. If you ever find one of these, there's a really important thing that you've got to do before you pick it, which is this. let's go up the tree and talk about it. Whoa. So obviously that was a joke. You don't have to slap a mushroom before you pick it. I just do that because it's fun. But obviously there is that theory or that thing that people will say, oh no, it's gone on the floor. Yeah, that thing that people say, flick before you pick, to help the mushroom spread its spores. To be honest, it's probably not going to make a huge amount of difference, because once a mushroom has started releasing its spores, there's so many of them, like millions and millions, that, you know, tapping the mushroom isn't really going to make a lot of difference anyway. But it may do a little something. Who knows? The beefsteak mushroom is one of the few wild mushrooms that you can actually eat raw, and it's got kind of a citrusy flavour. This one that I picked had quite a lot of flies around it, so that is enough to put me off eating it raw. But I would probably take it home and cook it if I was feeling that way inclined. But today I am good. Just wanted to show you a bit more what it looks like. You can see it looks really, really meaty. Like, you can't blame the flies, can you really? Look at it. Such a little freak of nature. One of the weirdest looking mushrooms ever. This is the most mature one that I've spotted so far. That is why I picked it. But I've pretty much seen a baby one forming on like every other oak tree that I've looked at recently. So yeah, they are very abundant, very common if you know where to look. Look, there's more. That tiny little cluster in there. So they are growing out of the base of a very much dead oak tree. So you look, here it is. Completely dead. And to be honest, I don't think I've actually come across some like this before. The way they are clumped together like this at the bottom of a dead tree could lead you to think honey fungus. But they haven't got rings around the stipes, but you have got the ringless honey fungus, which obviously does not have a ring on its stipe. But yeah, I'm going to have to go and check my sources for these ones because I'm not quite sure. And as for smell, they just smell mushroomy. No particular smell. It has also been an amazing year for chicken of the woods. I've never seen so many ever than I have this year. So that's fine and dandy, but it's a shame that I don't like to eat them that much. This is probably the 20th one that I've seen this month. I'm not even kidding. Look, see what I mean? There's another one. They're all really pale though because of the lack of moisture. Oh, this is getting silly now. That one's actually quite nice looking too. So this marks number 5 that I've found in the space of an hour. So this one doesn't look all that fresh from above, but when you turn it over and actually feel it, it's actually quite firm and moist, so this wouldn't be too bad for eating. But if you're like me and you're not that keen on eating it, then you can dry it out and powder it, or just keep it dried and then add it to stocks or slow cook meals, and it will just add a bit of nutrients and a bit of savoury umami kind of flavour. And chicken of the woods is actually one of the wild mushrooms with the highest amount of beta-glucan content. So if you didn't already know, beta-glucans are a type of polysaccharide, and they are one of the things that makes mushrooms medicinal because they have stimulating effects on the immune system. Oh my God. If anyone says this year that they couldn't find chicken of the woods, then I will say that you must have been looking with your arse and not your eyes, because what the heck? Right, no more chicken of the woods, because I am quite frankly sick of seeing it. And to be honest, I think that's the best we're going to get out of the forest today. Beefsteak, chicken of the woods, saffron boletes, and a few other little things. It's still much too dry out here for a lot of mushrooms, so I'm just going to wait until there's a nice big rain and then I will do a much longer mushroom foraging adventure for you. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.